Have you ever felt like you have to be two different people? I'm often in professional settings where I want to be deeply respectful of everyone around me. But sometimes that respect turns into a sort of self-censorship. It just feels easier never to mention faith. But the problem is, when we do that, we aren't bringing our whole selves to the table. From our American perspective, we're so conditioned to keep church and state in totally different boxes that it's easy to forget that they're supposed to inform each other. I have often struggled with this, wondering if I could be faith-focused and professionally relevant at the same time. Then I discovered Margit Slachta while writing my book, Important Catholic Women of the 20th Century. Margit didn't just bridge that gap, she completely blew it up. So who was Margit? She was a Hungarian woman born in 1884. She was a consecrated religious sister, a nun, and she was also the first woman ever elected to the Hungarian parliament. Think about that for a second. We think culture wars are intense now. Margit was operating in the 1920s in a habit, in a room full of men debating the laws of the land. She started the Sisters of Social Service. They were known as the Gray Nuns because of the gray habits they wore. One of the reasons they were unique is that they took annual vows, not perpetual ones. And they sought to participate in the social mission of the church. So Margit wanted them out in the streets, in the factories, and in government. She famously said that love obliges us to accept the natural laws God gave us, laws that no government can take away. She saw her political seat not as a quest for power, but as a way to serve the overlooked. She focused on women's rights and child labor because she believed that our faith should be a catalyst for our best work in the world. For her, passing a law to protect a family was a natural extension of her life of prayer. She lived this both-and spirituality with incredible intelligence. She proved that you can be politically savvy and highly attuned to the Spirit at the same time. She didn't see her religious calling as something to be tucked away on Sundays. She saw it as the very thing that gave her clarity and courage to lead in the public square. She reminds us that our deepest convictions shouldn't make us pull back from the world. They should be the reason we lean in with even more wisdom and compassion. When the Nazis began gaining power in Hungary, Margit didn't stay in her lane. She used her newspaper, The Voice of the Spirit, to decry anti-Semitic laws. And when the government tried to shut her down, she took the paper underground. When the Nazis occupied Budapest in 1944, she and her sisters did something incredibly brave. They took off their habits, put on regular clothes, and moved in and out of the Jewish ghettos. They hid over 1,000 people. They fed 2,000 people daily. They saw the Jewish families as God among them. Margit was even badly beaten for her defiance, and one of her sisters was killed. But she refused to let her voice be suppressed, even when it was dangerous. She believed God's law transcended man's law, period. Eventually, the Soviets took over Hungary, and Margit had to flee for her own safety. She actually ended up right here in the U.S. Margit lived in Buffalo, New York from 1949 until her death in 1974. Margit's life is a reminder to me, and hopefully to you too, that we don't have to be compartmentalized people. We can be active in the world and professional and fueled by a deep, abiding faith. If stories like this inspire you to live more boldly, please hit the like button below. It really helps this channel reach more people who are looking for that same connection between faith and everyday life. And if you haven't already, click subscribe and the bell icon so you won't miss my next video. So, where in your life are you holding back your whole self? How can you be a little more like Margit today? If you want to read more about Margit and other women who changed the world, I'll put a link to my book, Important Catholic Women of the 20th Century, in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.